you can find love from the opposite religion. But once your parents are opposed to it, because of the society that we have, we often bow to our parents, we respect their choices, as against the long-term happiness of such kind of couples.
Hello, amazing viewers. This is your favorite girl, Lima, and yes, we are in the studio again because we are yet to shoot another episode on Time Out with Lima season 2. Guys, I just want to use this moment to appreciate you all. Thank you guys for the love, for the support that you've shown me so far. I sincerely appreciate from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button and subscribe to our YouTube channel now. So, on today's episode, we have this charming young gentleman in the studio with me, Mr. Timileyin. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
We're glad to have you. And we just want to get to the business of the day real quick. Like the viewers and all the audience are aware that the theme of this week is the implication of the social economic implication of religious extremism in Nigeria. So first of all, I want to ask you, are you a Christian or a Muslim?
Oh, well, it's usually subjective, but as it stands, I am a Christian.
Okay, why did you say it's usually subjective?
Oh, well, in a society like ours, the concept of religion can be vague, and majority of us are subjected to what our parents practice. So yes, it's subjective. And in my own case, I'm a Christian predominantly because my parents were Christians.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Did you think religion as one way or the other bring togetherness in this country?
Well, if we look at it from the one hand, it has. If you look at it from another hand, there have been some sort of divergence amongst people.
Okay.
Well, from the topic, we can deduce that the socio-economic impact of it. If we take the social part of it,
okay.
If we go up north in the country, there's a predominant category of religion that is being practiced there.
Okay.
And if you go down south, there's another category of religion. But if you go in between, if you go to the middle belt, where you have the north central and co, you find a relative balance between being either a Christian or being a Muslim. So sometimes it's subjected to, it's a function of location.
Okay.
So there's really neither here nor there when it comes to religion. A lot of factors can influence it. Socioeconomic power in terms of financial capacity can influence how we perceive religion.
Okay.
A very rich person will probably not be bothered whether you're a Christian or a Muslim. Well, so it's usually very subjective.
I may be wrong, but I think you are not a religion fanatics.
No. That a lot of people are not when we come to Nigeria, because yes, 3 religions are recognized.
Yes.
Even though the third one is successive,
right.
3 religions are predominantly recognized: the Christian, the Muslim. If you go to court, they will ask you, are you a Christian or a Muslim?
Sure.
If you go to, unlike some other countries, there are some countries where you get there, you know that they are Christians. Yeah. Other countries where you get there, you know they are Muslims. So the fact that we recognize both in our constitution shows that there shouldn't be any level of extremism. That's not to excuse that some people are just different on their own. So they choose to be extreme with whatever they do. Even if they are not Christians or Muslims, if they are just traditionalists, they have chosen to be extreme for whatever reasons they believe in.
Yeah. And do you think that has hindered the development of the country?
Yes. Yes. If you look at places where specific religions are practiced to the core,
right,
you would notice without a doubt that there's impediment to development. Sometimes
like a country in Nigeria.
Yes, yes, even in Nigeria here, I've had reasons to go up north and also down south here
Okay.
to practice, to do some sort of survey. Now you would notice that when you go up north, there are a lot of things that we do in Lagos, for instance,
Okay.
that you as a Christian or you as a Muslim would not be bothered if a Christian comes to you to say he wants to sell a certain kind of commodity to you
Right.
that is acceptable to his religion.
Okay.
You would, because you are interested in making money also, you
Sure.
would not take bias in that kind of a product. But when you go to a place where it is absolutely forbidden,
True.
now there won't be an exchange of goods and services because of the religious bias as to that particular
Yes,
product.
the belief.
So taxes, revenue that ought to have been generated by the government of that locality would not be able to be generated. So what you would notice in that instance is, if people have those kind of business ideas, they will rather go to places that are religious neutral to practice. So those places, you see that they are striving very well economically compared to places where there's a core religious bias.
So in this kind of scenario, do you think the government should try to work this out, or the people?
there's really little the government can do with regards to that. Because take for instance, I have a mother that believes that even if she has a toothache,
right,
oh, God will heal her.
Okay.
You know, so now if I couldn't change her mindset with issues like this for such a long period of time, she's still keen on what she believes that no, if my pastor prays for me, or if my pastor anoints my water, I'll be fine. As against going to a primary health center,
maybe she's
to do the
choosing
needful, you know. so these are the issues really. But and if you look at it, it's neither here or there. If you're a Christian, there are people that believe that once they pray to the God of their pastor, they'll be fine. And on the other side, for the Muslims also, they believe that once they can pray in a certain way, they'll be fine. So for government to now try to make them believe otherwise, it's going to be difficult.
But regardless, prayer is key. You know that, right?
Of course. Consciously, everybody prays.
Yeah.
And that's about the mistake that most people make. They say, okay, you don't pray, you don't do this. Unconsciously, everybody prays. You're in a moving vehicle, maybe down for our signature bus, and the driver is driving one way. Oh yeah, God. You know, unconsciously,
God can come true now.
Everybody. But at the end of the day, the recklessness of the driver has nothing to do with God.
True.
And I've found out that in Nigeria, instead of doing the needful, we often hope on God to do it for us. Of course, I know you'll be going home and you'll be like, God, let me meet like that.
Yeah.
What has God got to do with that? So somebody said sometimes many years back to me that the problem that we pray to God for here in Nigeria, the government of other countries has solved it for them. Imagine Lima is going home and she's praying that God, let me meet light at home so I can press my children's clothes.
Yeah.
But somebody that lives in an highbrow area like Banana Island is not praying to God that let me meet light at home. He knows there's light at home.
Attack.
So these are the issues. So yes, religion has a real impact on humans. So we cannot really separate the socio-economic part of life from religion. So it's in fact, it can be very dicey.
Yeah, good. Yeah, now before we move to possible ways to provide solution to this, as my guest, I quickly want to ask you about your belief on people that says, oh, I can't marry a Christian, I can't marry a Muslim, I can't just that.
I think you're asking about the right person about that. Well, and I'm sure you know. Well, you see, what I have come to realize is tying marriages to religion is often predominant amongst the middle and lower class.
Middle and lower class, you think so?
Yes, mostly so. The middle and lower class. You see, the upper class have they have so much invested in one another, such that they understand that success oftentimes is not a function of what religion you practice.
Sorry to cut in. Do you think that Dangote's child or Otedola's, okay, we know that the Otedola family are Catholic, they are Christian. Do you think Otedola will allow any of his child to marry a
I
Muslim?
assure you they will not have a problem with that.
You think so?
Now, I'll give you instances. The former governor of Lagos State, Fashola, he is a Muslim.
Sure.
He is married to a Christian.
Fine.
The current president of the country, he is a Muslim. His wife is a pastor.
Okay.
There are quite a number of instances like this. Now, if you look at their socioeconomic class, they understand that attaining success has nothing to do with what religion you practice.
Okay. And you don't think because they are rich, that is why...
Yes, that's to tell you that because of their socioeconomic class, they don't see it as a big deal. Now, because one, somebody like the president is not even sitting down somewhere where an imam is telling him that it is forbidden for you to marry a Christian. Creole. It is forbidden for you to marry a Creole. He's not even in that kind of gathering.
Yeah.
Because he's busy thinking of what next do I do in my political life.
Yes.
Who best compliments me? Now, you can take an example from the ticket he used in getting into office. Ideally, the tradition in Nigeria, ab initio, is the person running is either a Christian and the follower is, or the deputy is a Muslim. But he saw the dynamics. He already has two disadvantages. He is a Muslim from the south.
Yeah.
Majority here are Christians.
Yes.
So he has that disadvantage. So if he wants the vote from the north, which are predominantly Muslims, do you think he will go and take a Christian from the north?
Of course not.
So that is to tell you that it is genuine that socioeconomic characteristics is often tied to religion. So they understand the way those that will actually vote, they understand the way they think. So that's to tell you that those that are below that middle class benchmark, they believe so much in religion compared to those that are above it. So the majority of the electorate are the middle class or the low class. So it's easier for religious leaders to let them understand that you have to marry from your own clan. Even in the Christianity world, there are some people that marry their own faith. They even call it faith. Yeah. If from a particular church, you have to marry from within that church.
Yeah. Some people do that.
But oftentimes, it is at the detriment of the happiness of the couples. You can find love from the opposite religion, but once your parents are opposed to it, because of the society that we have, we often bow to our parents, we respect their choices, as against the long-term happiness of such kind of couples. So that is what it is.
So your opinions are really, really valid, and I appreciate you for your bluntness. So, Mr. Timileyin, how do you think we can promote mutual appreciation and understanding of this religion extremism in Nigeria?
Well, I think education.
Sure.
The people need to be more enlightened.
Okay.
Because the more you're educated, the more you travel around, the more you see people from different clans, the way they do, either Christian, Muslim, because they are bad Christians and also they are bad Muslims.
True.
So the more you interact more with people, you get out of your locality, you understand these things. So just as Asha rendered in one of our songs, there are so many religions, but there's so little love. So we need to focus on preaching love than compelling people to practice our religion. And after all, majority of us are functions of the religion we were born into. If you do a survey, most people, very few converts. Most people are Christians because their parents were. A lot are Muslims because their parents were. So we need to look out of that and continue to preach love. Let's emphasize on preaching love. Happiness in marriages is way more important. You can be a Christian, your husband is a Muslim, and still be very happy together.
Yeah, true.
So one is not disturbing the other. And a lot of people have argued that what would the children practice? It's going to be funny that the children would even grow up to not even choose any of the two religions.
No,
Yeah, it
have to
happens.
choose.
It happens.
So if they're not choosing between
You may recall,
Islam and Christian.
you may recall that before the arrival of Christianity and Islam in Southwest or in the Western Africa, in West Africa, there was something that we all practiced. And if you go to the rural places, you'll notice that, yes, they are Christians, they go to church, they are Muslims, they go to mosques, but when their Isheshi time comes, you dare not tell them not to practice. That's to tell you that they still see the coreness in that. And those people too are also raising children that will grow up to now decide, do I want to do this predominantly or that predominantly? So the emphasis should be on love and happiness in marriage, yes.
Love. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this beautiful insights on this topic. Like this means a lot to me and my people out there. Thank you guys, Mr. Timileyin, for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, Mr. Timileyin, what advice do you have for the viewers regarding this topic?
Okay, well, I want to believe that the vast majority of our viewers are young persons like myself. So I think that we just need to focus more on enlightening our parents because they need more of this education. We need to enlighten our parents and let them understand that love needs to live. So we need to let love lead in everything we're doing, regardless of religion and all of that. Myself and my host, for instance, now we've been friends for so many years. She's a Muslim and I am a Christian.
Okay.
And I'm not particularly sure we've really had any problem along that line.
No.
So we are a good example, and there are so many examples out there that people can look up to and do your research, and you would find out that when you let love come first, everybody will be happy at the end of the day.
Aww.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. So from myself and all the production crew of Time Out with Lima, we want to present this token to you for coming.
Oh my goodness. This is so lovely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I wasn't hoping on getting a gift. When next are you calling me up on the show?
Very soon. Thank you
so much.
So guys, we have come to the end of today's episode. And again, I have to tell you, please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button now and subscribe. Put on your notification button just in case we drop another episode. Thank you guys. Love you.